7 signs there will be no second date with him. You're smart, successful, and you know how to have fun. Your social life is blooming, you keep yourself busy with meaningful activities, and in general, you are a happy person. Men are attracted to you and often ask you out. They are awed by your charm, positive energy, and the fact you are able to have a decent conversation with everyone around. You always pick only the best one and gift him with a few hours of your precious time. You go out on a date to get to know each other, and you quickly realize that he is actually as charming and successful as you are. You go home after the date and you just know that he has a good chance to be the one. So you spend the next few days waiting for the call, the text, the hint of another evening together. But when he doesn't call you for a second date, you're confused and wonder why. In today's video, we will be talking about the 7 signs he will not call you for a second date. 1. He felt like a part of an interrogation. All you wanted was to find out more about him. You are aware it's polite to ask questions when you're on a date. You like to encourage men to talk. Moreover, many of them believe women are too self-centered on the first date. Not you though. You feel confident about yourself and are okay with avoiding an endless conversation about you and your hobbies. However, if you ask a man way too many questions, he will feel interrogated. Who knows, maybe you actually want to find something you don't like about him straight from the beginning. What if you don't want to talk about yourself as you don't want to open up in front of him so early? Nothing wrong about that, but there are many ways to postpone sensitive topics. An interview with your date is not one of them. How to find out if you went too far with the questions? Was it you who led the conversation most of the time? If it was you, did you ask questions almost every time it was your turn to talk? If you answered yes to both of the questions, this one of the signs there will be no second date is your reason he hasn't called you yet. 2. You didn't have fun. Despite the myths, men noticed almost everything about a woman, especially if they like her. They're like detectives on the first date, searching for signs you like them too. Which means, if you are on a first date with him, he likes you and he is on the way to really like you, he wants to impress you. He wants you to have fun and make you feel special. However, he also noticed the following things. You didn't look like you appreciate his efforts. You didn't laugh. Maybe you just smiled for a few times, but that's unconfirmed. If a guy thinks his girl didn't have fun on the first date, his confidence disappears. Take the man's confidence out and he is out of the picture too. He simply doesn't want to spend his time wondering how to make you happy from the very first date. Can you blame him? He avoids the moment when you tell him he's boring and cuts you off first. There will be no second date for you and you'll probably never see him again. 3. There won't be a second date if you made him feel, well, everything else but good. Women don't pay attention to a little-known secret about successful dating. Your most valuable trait is visible on the very first date. By the end of it, your man knows if he wants to see you one more time. He knows if you're a girlfriend material or just for fun material. And it's all about the way you make him feel on a date. Sounds too simple and straightforward? Maybe. But many women make the mistake to misinterpret that advice. They think making him laugh all evening will make him feel good. Maybe he will have fun, but it's not a sign he wants a relationship with you. Here's the shocking difference. He doesn't want you to make him laugh. He wants to make you laugh. On the other hand, complimenting him could sound weird, and he might wonder if you're honest. Should you just be yourself then? Should you just relax and be who you are? Yes and no. To make a man feel good on a date actually means to make him feel good about himself and make him feel good about being with you. A man will enjoy the date if you had fun, if he made you feel comfortable being with him, and if he felt the good vibes you spread all over the place. 4. You had everything under control. You recommended the place you went to, so you could be sure it's decent service and delicious food. You chose the table because you went first there and wanted to find a place where you two could have some privacy. You told him which one of the dishes are good to try and what to avoid. You immediately took the lead in the conversation so you don't run out of topics and stay in silence for more than a second. You also get the point, right? Men are leaders. They love to lead most of the time, at least on the first date or two. It gives them a chance to prove you they are able to look after you. Back in the days, men were proving themselves by killing the biggest animals and dragging them to the cave for you to cook. Nowadays, caves are old-fashioned. Therefore, they feel responsible to at least show you they're capable of finding a place to spend a few hours with you. At this point, you show up and take the last leading position they had in a relationship and leave them speechless. And all you wanted was to make sure he has a good time. 5. You decided to show off. You list your qualities in front of him. He should know you're good at your job. You have amazing friends, the cutest puppy, a body to kill for, expensive bags. Well, in that case, he won't be the first guy to disappear then. The first date is not an opportunity to advertise yourself and your quality of life. Don't be surprised if you proved him how amazing you are and he decided never to call you again. You think it's because he's not good enough. He knows it's because you show off a little bit too much for his taste. 6. You don't need a man to be happy. I couldn't agree more with you. Girl, you definitely don't need a man to make you feel happy and secure. You're strong, confident, and capable to look after yourself just fine. But there is a catch in the dating world. While everyone knows that, no one says it out loud. At least not on the first date and not with an attitude that will make a teenage girl blush. You didn't either? However, you mentioned your life is perfect the way it is. You kindly informed him your weekends are busy with friends and every evening you do something thoughtful for yourself. Where does he fit then? The way you put it, it sounds like you're perfectly fine with the lifestyle you have and there is no room for a guy to squeeze into your busy schedule. You obviously don't need a man. Even if you secretly wish to have a private dinner with someone who truly understands and supports you. Even though you secretly dream of asking someone special the boring question, "How was your day?" every day. Well, you don't sound like you want all these things, so your date will decide you don't have time for him, and there will be no second date for you two. 7. You warned him he shouldn't break your heart. You were hurt by someone in your past. The devastation took away your smile for months. Your heart was bleeding from the pain you went through. Life seemed pointless and colorless, but you survived. Now you're stronger and feel better than ever before. You know what you want and most definitely know what you don't want. So, you try to slightly implement these little perfect relationship characteristics in the conversation with your guy. Hopefully, he will get the message. Oh, he gets it, believe me. He gets that you don't even know him, but already have demands what he should do and what to avoid. You don't know him, but you already assume he could hurt you one day. You protect yourself. He protects himself too. That's why he decides there will be no second date with you next week. How to get men to call you for a second, third, and more dates. Men call for a second date because of the way you made them feel about themselves on the first one. You think he calls you because he thinks you're perfect for him, but the truth is that the way you made him feel about himself is what hooked him. So how do you do that? By creating a vital first connection with him, focusing more on the present moment and less in the future. By understanding how men work, their psychology, and why the things you believe are important to him aren't important at all. By being less proactive and working your way into his mind and heart slowly. By opening your heart and allowing yourself to be nurtured and treated like a lady. Look, it's not a secret that to master a skill you need to gain some knowledge. You're smart enough to know that that's the rule that moves the world forward. In that case, how do you expect to understand men and their behavior if you don't study it first? How long are you going to shoot in the dark, throw spaghetti on the walls and expect a change? Yes, some women are lucky enough to find the love of their life without too much effort. Or is it luck or something else that they do differently? Well, it's not about luck at all. It's about self-confidence, but not only. It's about patience, but not only. It's about setting clear boundaries and something more. Click the link in the description to find out what keeps men around you and gets them to fall in love with you. Visit drforlove.com for more relationship tips and ways to build a happy love life. Like, subscribe, comment, share.